Coach Sullivan here again with MGS Coaching Football. To my subscribers, I thank you. Non-subscribers, I can really hope I can tease you into pushing that button. This past fall, I completed my 38th year coaching football as a defensive coordinator, but over that time, I've also been an offensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, longtime head coach, and all of this at both the collegiate and high school levels. In this presentation, I want to share with you from our college empty package, what we call Duke, okay, versus 10 personnel, so a 3x2 empty. And because it's Duke, it's a college name, it's a zone pressure. Okay, college itself, excuse me, is a lot more than just the pressure. It's the front as well, and it's how we cover behind any pressures. Okay. So over here, I'm going to bring to life the key terms that are involved. And then over here, I'm going to show it to you versus empty to our left and empty to our right, and that'll make sense momentarily. Okay? So first is the front. What college means is it's a fixed six-man box aligning left to right. So it doesn't change, and you'll see that in the two different kinds of empties, right? Empty left, empty right. Okay, so college means that. So that's 6 defenders. Number 2, the dime, field corner, and free safety. Those 3 who are not a part of that fixed box go to the lizard rip, either the 3 or the 4 receiver side. So then the other 2 defenders not a part of the fixed 6-man box. 3, the whip and boundary, well, they go opposite the lizard rip. Okay, so we're following our base alignment rules. Not reinventing the wheel, not adding a layer of confusion, right? Sticking with our plan. So then what the Duke means, D, that tells the dimes blitzing, and Duke is specifically one of our, what we call easy, from our cross and easy concept. It's part of our sniper game package. It's also effective against an empty set, as you'll see, okay? And so it's easy with some defensive line movement, and I'll teach that to you momentarily. So the coverage on the pass strength side, 3 receivers or 4, it's check steal. Base 3x1 check we already have in. And the 2 receiver side is blue. It's our base deep half coverage. Okay? And then on the alignment, I'll go over that with you in the diagram. So let's get there right now. So both are what we call gun Toledo empty, which means 5 wide receivers, 3x2. If it's 4x1 non-subscribers, you got to push the button. We have a tag for that. Okay, and both are in the middle of the field. So when the 3 receivers are left, we call it empty Liz. 3 receivers are right, it's called empty rip. So here's the beautiful thing. This is the fixed 6-man box, left to right. Ends in a 5, regular stance. Backers in a 3 in the guard on the line of scrimmage, 2-point stance. Nose is a 1 shade left, regular stance. Stud is a 3 shade on the guard right, regular stance. Rover is at a 5 technique. Again, 2-point stance, but we got all 5 offensive linemen covered up. That usually causes a little panic. And our mic is at 4 yards, head up on the tackle. That's fixed. See, here's versus empty Liz. Take a look down here versus empty rip. It's the exact same. Again, fixed 6-man box, left to right. So the kids have to learn one way to line up based on their position. Okay, so those are the 6 defenders in the box. Empty Liz, again, I'm not going over motion or anything like that. The offense came out in empty Liz up top. It came out in empty rip on the bottom. Okay? Here's your dime, field corner, and free safety, right? Lined up. 1x7, apex 2 and 3, and split it. Depth is on the heel of the DN, 1x12, Ike inside of 3. Pretty easy. Over here, right? Whip, boundary go opposite. 1x7, 1x8, Ike on number 2. That's the alignment. Down here, it's the same, except now dime, field, and free are on the right, whip and boundary on the left. Remember, the box is fixed. Woo! So, first of all, let me go over the pressure, okay? And let me just explain. Because it's fixed, notice, 1, 2, 3, right? Over here. So it's going to look different, and you got to teach it and explain it than it is down here, because now the blitz is coming from the opposite side. So how do we compensate in both coverage and what we're missing now over here? That's going to bring in D-line movement. Okay? So first of all, easy. N goes first. He gets up the field. Second, his blitz aiming point is the butt of the tackle. If that tackle's deep setting, then he's going to cross right in front of the tackle. We understand that. So if you get that kind of a pass set because of the hard upfield rush from the end, then he again is going to go in front of the face of the tackle. More or less, he'll end up crossing at about the same spot. Okay, depending upon how wide these guys are. Nose penetrating the A gap, and here the stud is going to work off the butt of the tackle to get outside cage. Okay, to get outside cage, because notice now, right? We lose him, so now the backer replaces him, takes 2 in or flat wheel. The Mike replaces him, who's replacing him. So he's racing over. He's got 3 coming in, or he's going to work to the curl. Okay, so this is one that you can really catch a team because they don't ever expect these guys to come racing across. And now here, one quick jab step, so you draw the tackle's attention. And then he's looking 2 to 1 in because the Mike can't. The Mike's on the other side. See how that works? So then it's 2 to 1 vertical, 3 to 2 vertical, deep half. Anybody threat to the flat? If not, help with verticals, carry a wheel. There it is. So now how does that change down here, right? If it's an empty rip, because you're no longer on that 3 defender side like you were up there. Well, let's start with the easy part, pun intended. Now the rover knows he's part of it. On a rip, he knows he's in it. So he's going to get a Ringo call. Sorry, like up here was a lucky call. My bad. The dime makes that call in Duke, as he should, right? Snap of the football. He's racing hard upfield. Snap of the football, right? He's second underneath. Same scenario. If he's deep setting, he'll cross in front of that, right? So now he is 2 in, flat wheel. Now he is 3 in, curl, right? They're switching assignments. And you just teach it that way. Liz, you're the 2 in. Rip, you're the 3 in. All right, we do it in spring preseason. You got plenty of time to implement it. And then you always rep it game week. Okay, so now here is the key, right? Take a step. Now he's got to drop. The end drops on an empty rip on a Ringo. He's now 2 to 1 in. All right, 2 to 1 in because now these guys, right, they're not going in that direction. Now they're going to the blitz. So that's consistent. Inside linebackers working coverage to the blitz. So Lucky versus empty Liz. Ringo, they're working right versus the rip, the Ringo call. Okay? So because you got this going on here now, he's going to tag A gap. Here's the D-line movement. And right, you got nobody over here in case you flush the quarterback out. So now the nose, okay, he's got to work 2 gaps, what we call stick. He's going to stick B gap because he's on a 1 shade of the center. He's got to stick across the face of the guard, get through the inside of the tackle. That's why it's important that he sells like he's rushing, because then that'll open things up and it gives you some kind of a chance for outside cage over here. Okay, so this one's a little different because we're involving the outside linebacker. So both inside linebackers compensate in coverage. Okay, and then you saw how we use the defensive line to compensate to make sure we got outside cage in case we flush the quarterback out away from the dime blitz. So as I said at the beginning, my subscribers, I thank you. Non-subscribers, hope I tease you into it. Everyone, please reach out to me at CoachMJSullivan@gmail.com. Love to hear from you. Thank you for watching MJS Coaching Football, and thank you, YouTube, for providing this platform.